So now our second speaker is a strong defensive player from Richmond, Virginia, who's a freshman in general studies. Tyrone Sally is number 4, a guard and forward on the basketball team. He was ranked as one of the top 125 players in the country by several scouting services. He has been described as a warrior who plays with tremendous controlled aggression. His ability to deflect passes and jump up and tip balls on the offensive board reportedly is something that coaches just can't teach. He is also the recipient of the Johnny Hardesty III Memorial Scholarship, and if any of you know Johnny Hardesty or knew Johnny Hardesty, you know that that is really an honor. The title of Tyrone's speech is Influencing Others.
How many of you have younger brothers? Hello? How many of you have younger brothers or sisters? I have another question for you. How many of you think your actions influence the way your siblings act? It's important to be a good role model to your younger siblings. I can answer this from firsthand since I have a younger brother that is 14, Anthony. When I attended public school in Richmond, Virginia, I didn't take academics very seriously. I didn't study, I didn't go to class, I didn't respect the teachers or my fellow classmates. I would talk back to the teacher, I would refuse to do what they said, and I would talk while they were talking. There were many semesters where I had a grade point average lower than 2.0. Because my grades were so poor, I transferred to a prep school, Mount Zion Academy, Durham, North Carolina, for my 11th grade year. The teachers demanded me to work harder. I studied for the first time. I attended class. I also was on the basketball team. My basketball coach, Joe Hawkins, was leaving the school to start a new prep school, also in Durham, North Carolina. After 2 months, the school shut down because of lack of funding. So therefore, I transferred back to Meadowbrook High School in Richmond, Virginia, where I graduated at the end of the year. If I had this to do over again, I would stay at one school, done all my work, because if you ever transfer from one school to another, you know how difficult it is to be a new student. Another thing that I would do differently if I had a chance involved selection of my friends. I tend to run around with people that were about 3 years older than I was. 3 years is not a big difference once you reach college age, but however, when you're in public school, 3 years is a big difference. I tend, in addition to being older, most of them didn't go to school because they had already dropped out. Also, they didn't have interest in athletics, so they didn't even have that for a positive influence. They were interested in things like smoking, drinking, and doing drugs, none of them positive. I found myself going along with them, especially since I was a young one in the crowd. Unfortunately, when I was a junior in high school, I started taking basketball more seriously. I started hanging out with other players, and unlike my other friends, they had some goals to get an athletic scholarship and to one day play in the pros. I look at my brother now, and I can see myself in him. He acts just like I did when I was 14. He likes playing basketball and dislikes school. However, he is in with a better group of friends. When I talk to him, I always tell him to put school first and basketball second, because putting school second will do nothing but make life much harder. I always keep reminding him to watch the people that he hang around with, because everything that we think is cool isn't. I have learned from my mistake. I just hope Anthony has learned from them also. Thank you.